Can you please say your name and the items that you brought today?
My name is Elmer Reichenbach. I'm 69 years old, live here in Selinsgrove most of my life. I brought an old cynosure of I guess my mother held it, and old newspapers back in 1932 and 33. Selinsgrove Times it was called.
Do you have any personal relation to the things?
I worked at the printing shop down here in Selinsgrove. I actually worked for the Selinsgrove Times.
Oh, so you
Back
worked
in the
at
60s, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually worked for them. We made the papers up and stuff, and I took them across the post office, and I think I worked there about 2 years. Then they closed up, and so, yeah, had a good time working there. Well, I think this was my mother's brother's cynosure, but the papers belonged to Shorty Cucker that she lived with down in Water Street.
Okay. Do you know like what they talk about from the time? Have you read them?
No, I just seen the good old prices it used to be and stuff, and
Oh, I wish things were still like
but
this.
I did go through them and looked at them and stuff, and kind of enjoyed them.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe you people could handle it.
Why do you think your mother held on to these items?
Well, they weren't actually my mother's. Like I said, she lived with Shorty Tucker, and he saved them all. He had pals and pals of them. Why, I don't know, but I wish he would have kept baseball cards. My son's into baseball cards, but we couldn't find any, and he was an avid Phillies fan. But he kept the newspapers.
Do you have any memories of the town from when you were growing up that you would love to share?
Well, I came down here in 1962. I went over to Little Norway. They had a skating pond across the street. We lived in Water Street, and we used to walk right across the creek into the skating pond. And we helped shovel the ice off and stuff. And there's a playground over there. We played in the playground, and I just enjoyed growing up here.
I just interviewed someone else who talked about like Little Norway and stuff. Were you living here during the time that like the '72 flood happened?
Oh
and
yeah,
whatnot?
yeah, I was here, yeah.
How was that?
It was rough. It was, my dad lived over in Allen with his sister, and we brought him over to our house. We lived up on the hill there at the end of 522. And then we went back over 3 days later. It was just nothing but mud, and the living room stuff was out in the kitchen was out in the living room. It just circled. And it was a mess. We had to clean it up.